Hello everyone and welcome back to Grilling and Smoking by Micah. For today's cook, we're going to be doing a brisket. And we're going to be doing a brisket on my new PK grill. This thing is heavy duty. It's cast aluminum. It's supposed to heat up and retain that temperature. So it makes it a really good cooking vessel. And it's made my home state. It's made just an hour up the road from me in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I am excited to get this thing and try it out. So let's get started. Okay, I bought a couple of accessories for it. It doesn't come with this raised grate. I bought this off of Amazon, and that's just to give you a little bit more grilling space or smoking space. So this is an extra. Now, what it does come with, obviously, is the grill, the stand that it sits on, this top grate, which is hinged on one side. And here's another, I won't call it an accessory because PK doesn't make it or sell it. This is a wire mesh, like organizer for, I don't know, like a junk drawer or maybe a silverware drawer. And you can just put stuff in there. What I did was I bought this, peeled off the little rubber feet it had, and then lit some charcoal and kind of burned off all that shiny, chrome plated stuff that I had on there, just so when I go to use it when I'm actually cooking food, you don't get any kind of fumes or anything from that infused in the food. So hopefully this will be good for, holding the charcoals off to one side when I'm doing two-zone cooking, and easier for cleanup. So like I said, it does come with this hinged grill grate, and then obviously the grill that sits down on the bottom there. So I'm gonna get some charcoal going. We'll get this thing fired up, and we'll see how I can do using this thing for the first time making some brisket. Okay, I got the charcoal going, and what I did is I filled this thing up about 3/4 of the way and took just a little bit of charcoal, put in my chimney, got that lit, and just gonna put in the corner here. And that's gonna kind of help me, kind of like a little bit of a minion method. So hopefully this will help me get to about 250 with a nice long burn. So go ahead and get that closed up. Let's get this closed up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and open this up all the way. I'm gonna keep this one closed. There's also two on the bottom, and I've got the one under the charcoal open about halfway, and the one that's gonna be under the food closed all the way. So what that's gonna do is that's gonna let air come in up underneath that charcoal to keep it going, and then it's gonna pull the heat and the smoke over the food and come out here. So it's kind of just like a circular motion in there, kind of like a convection oven. So I'm gonna let this go a little bit and see what kind of temperature we can maintain, and I'll be back in just a little bit. I got the charcoal going. I got my probe on the grill here so I can see what the internal temperature of the grill is. I've got it up to about 250 or so, and of course, I've had the lid open for a while, so it's probably gonna be a little bit warmer now that I put this on. And I'm gonna get the brisket on there. All I did for this brisket, and I did this last night, is I just put some mustard on there, and then I used the Weber coffee rub. Last time I did a brisket with that, it turned out really good, so we decided to do that again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do fat side down. And some people like to do fat side up, people like to do fat side down. I've tried it both ways, and the reason I've decided for fat side down is I feel that fat gives it just a little bit more protection for the meat, being so close to the heat here. So we get this closed up, we'll get the vents adjusted so we get back to 250, and then I'm going to put a little hickory wood on there from some smoke. So we'll check back in with you in about an hour or so. All right, everybody, I lied. It has been almost 4.5 hours. I said I'd bring you back in about an hour, but this thing was holding the temperature so well. I just didn't want to mess with it. I didn't want to open the lid and look at it and see what was going on and lose that temperature and that smoke that was going. So I just let it go till it got to an internal temperature of 160. So now we're going to open it up, take a look at it, and that looks beautiful to me. So hopefully that's on camera well. I have an internal temperature of 160, and I have been out here just to adjust the vents as it was cooking. As low as I think it got to about 244, and the highest it got was about 267. So I kept it right around the 250 mark. Now that looks really good. I'm gonna get this off now and get it wrapped up in some foil, get it back on. Looks like my coals are still going good. It's before I opened the lid, it was about 257 in there. So let me get it wrapped up, get it back on the grill. We'll see you then. Okay, so took it off, got it on a tray. I've double wrapped it in heavy duty aluminum foil. And what I'm gonna do now is just put it right back on the grill. Also, I didn't put any apple juice or beef broth or anything in there. It looked pretty juicy still to me, so I don't think it needs any additional. So I left the temperature probe I had in there, and I'm just plugging that back in now. So all I'm gonna do is keep an eye on the temperature of the smoker, try to keep it around 250 or so, and then keep an eye on the internal temperature of that brisket. And when I reach somewhere around 195 to 205, that's when we're gonna know it's done. And I'll be back out here to show you when I take it off, okay? So hopefully we'll see you in another 3 hours or so. See you then. Okay, everybody, it's been another 2.5 hours, and I've not really had to do anything other than open up the vents to keep the temperature up in the PK grill. So, and again, I hadn't opened this lid since we wrapped that brisket earlier. So, and I don't know how well the camera can see this, but I've pretty much burned out through all the charcoal I put in there. It looks like there's just a little bit more in there. There is some good heat still up there. And it was at, I want to say it was 253 is what that temperature was. I'd gotten it up to about 270 after I put the foil on, and it has just slowly been falling since. So this has come up to 205. So what I'm going to do now is take this off the grill. I'm going to leave it wrapped, and I'm going to stick it in the oven. The oven's not on. I'm just going to stick it in there just to let it rest for a couple hours before it's time to slice it up and eat it. So I'll bring you back once I get it sliced up. All right, I brought it in, left it wrapped up, put it in the oven, again with the oven off, and it rested in there for 2.5 hours. So I was a little disappointed. I don't see a smoke ring, and it's looking kind of the grayish. I think that's simply because I let it rest so long, but it's really tender. It's really tasty and juicy, and that's what matters. It's got a great smoke flavor to it. Also, I want to give a shout out to the Maverick temperature probe. The combination of the PK grill and that Maverick, I didn't have to go back and forth near as often as I thought I would. That PK grill held that temperature, and I'm really happy with it. I can't wait to do more on it. I'm gonna try some ribs on there. I'm obviously gonna do some wings, maybe do some burgers. We'll see. But that turned out really good. So far, I'm impressed with the PK. So guys, I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, please give me a like, give me a subscribe. And you can follow me on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, G+, right here on YouTube. Until next time, we'll see you then.